very honest, I have seen certain beginners who have been conversing for 1 year, and now they can speak. Okay, what is there in their mind, they can speak it out, right? But how do we progress further? What to do next? The next comes the very important pillar of speaking a language is listening. Start listening to some good podcasts, or some good stories. If you Sometimes we feel bored listening to the same kind of things, what to do in English, how to learn English. This has become very repetitive, I understand that. What you have to do is, if not this, what we can do next is we can start listening to some stories. Where is your interest lies? First check that. What kind of stories do you love listening? If there are ample number of good podcast, good stories on the internet. Just go scroll, do some research, and start listening. Right? When you every time, day and night, you are into that thing, that okay, I will listen now, or I will try to inculcate that habit in me, that okay, fine, you will become fluent slowly, right? So starting with speaking, where you have to speak every day, make it a point. No matter what, 30 minutes I have to speak in English, right? To your friend, to somebody, to your neighbor. If not neighbor, talk to somebody on. There are a lot of free applications that you can find. Speak for 30 minutes. The second important thing is listening. You have to listen. You have to listen how people are framing their sentences. How are they so precise? How are they able to articulate so well? So the next thing is, start listening. Once you are done, once you think you are speaking well, you are able to understand what the stories are saying, you are able to articulate, the clarity has come. Next is, try to work on your content. If you will have no content, what will you speak? Right? So we need to collect some content. Watch some good news channel, or watch good podcast, as I already mentioned. Watch movies. We can always talk to somebody, and if we are interested in watching movies, we can talk about the movies. Watch movies, watch podcast, and also start reading, right? If I meet somebody, if today I meet a stranger, I don't know what to talk about, I can talk about a book, right? Have you read this book? How did you like it? Who's your favorite character in it? If by chance you and that person has same interest, then you can obviously talk about books. It's a very good way to start a communication. And then comes writing. I am somebody who has got this tendency to write down every day what's happening. Manifesting, also people do manifesting, where they start writing, right? What is in your mind, you write it down. When we were in school days, our parents always told us that write. When you write, you remember things. So I won't say that like school goers, you start writing, write everything jotted down. No, I am not saying that. But if you come across something and you think that this would have an impact on me, I can use it after some days, make sure you have a diary and you write it down. So the four pillars: listening, speaking, writing, and reading, right? When you are into this thing that I have to learn, you have to do everything, right? It is not like that, okay, but yes, stepwise. If you are an absolute beginner, start with little bit of speaking, start with little bit of listening, and then comes start with understanding what you want and what kind of content you want in you, so that you can converse well. Start reading, and then when you find something important, write, right? So a lot of people ask me what is most important. Everything is important, but it has its own time, its own phases. And one more very important thing is that English learning is a journey.